Making the decision to live your life as a founder is the same as saying you have decided to live a life that is filled with so many problems you ought to find solutions for. I say this because understanding the existence of problems is an important skill every founder must have. You will agree with me that even when a solution is created for a problem, new problems always emerge out of that solution. The beautiful thing I love about problems is that where there is a problem, there is a hidden opportunity, and where there are opportunities, founders will always emerge as problem solvers. So, therefore, you can never run out of problems. There are problems everywhere, there are simple problems, and there are difficult problems you can decide to solve as a founder. But if you're not seeing problems as part of your startup journey, then you need to ask yourself if you really want to be a founder. There's a concept about being able to identify real problems and imaginary problems. These two types of problems are different in many ways and they are relative to the location, target market, and timing. Real problems are problems that have high experience frequency, they are painful, and the price people pay when they ignore these problems outweigh the price they could pay to solve them. While imaginary problems are problems that have low experience frequency, they are usually related to people's desires or ambitions, and the number of people who are willing to pay already have alternative solutions that make them ask questions like, is this worth my money? Or can I afford to spare this amount at this time? So whether or not whether you're building a for-profit or non-profit organization, you need to be honest with yourself about the problem you're solving. Today, we have a lot of ideas to early stage founders who are struggling to launch their product, acquire customers, and even raise funding. If you look closely, you will discover that the problem they see they are solving is an imaginary problem that their target customer does not prioritize. So, for founders who are yet to launch, they are unable to get sufficient survey information from their target market. For the founders who have launched, they are unable to get active paying customers. For the founders who have acquired users, they are unable to raise funding because the way they communicate the problem they are solving is unclear to funding organizations. The bigger challenge here is that it takes a very long time for these founders to accept the fact that the problem they had set out to solve does not qualify as a real problem that is worth solving. Typical examples of real problems include how people in diaspora who rarely visit their home country struggle to learn or speak their mother tongue. Another is how difficult it is for young people in underserved communities who have acquired in-demand skills struggle to get high-paying, high-productive jobs where they can apply the skills they learned. Now, examples of imaginary problems include the assumption that farmers in rural communities are underserved because they lack a digital platform that can enable them to list their produce and sell directly to final consumers in urban areas. Another imaginary problem is the assumption that landlords or property owners need a platform that enables them to bypass property agents or property management companies and acquire tenants, receive rent, offer support services, and manage all their assets in one place. These simple examples just go to show that real problems are clear enough, the solutions can be co-created with the target audience, and the outcome will bring you satisfaction as a founder. Meanwhile, imaginary problems will cost you time, a lot of money, frustrate you, and make you believe that being a founder or a problem solver is not your purpose in life. The viability of a problem will help you decide whether or not the problem you are solving is a real problem, and this is based on the reality of the target market, their willingness to adopt and pay for an ideal solution, your team experience, the budget you can fund to build the solution, and the frequency of the problem. Now imagine if every founder decides to solve real problems that exist. We will have solutions that people will be willing to adopt and pay for. Now that you clearly understand that being a founder means you will be living a life that is filled with problems that are ideally opportunities in disguise, it's your job to now decide which problem is real and which is imaginary using the tips I have shared with you in this video. What you need to do next is to look out for the video I created on how founders can create innovative solutions that fit real problems. You can leave your questions in the comments below, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with other founders in your network. Cheers.